Now, do you? I get the sense, and this is just me when I'm on Instagram, and the reason I'm only on Instagram is to post something or to just show support to the people who continually push craft beer. Like when people are like, "Oh, you didn't do a Black is Beautiful," "Oh, you didn't do a blackout on whatever that Tuesday was," or "Oh, this brewery's not speaking up," even though I'm a customer. Like, is that a mentality that is actually positive and creating change, or or do you think it's creating that marketing buzz just to be like, hey, I'm doing it because I want you in the door, but I'm really not about that change? And do you think Black people are pushing that in the sense of like, you should do it because I'm here as a customer, but at the end of the day, if they don't do it, it's kind of like it's a backlash. Is that in your perspective, like, where does that balance out for breweries like yourselves who constantly been in the trenches versus these other breweries who are like, if they don't want to do it and then they don't, they get the backlash. If they do it, they get the backlash. Like, where does that put us?
I mean, I can't speak for other breweries that I'm not part of because I don't know what their heart is or what their intent is. I know a couple breweries that have been in hot water for some of the BS that they've pulled are doing it, and I'm like, I'm not feeling that.
No.
That's how I feel about it, you know. But I would also say, like, don't judge a brewery off of one thing that they're not involved in.
That's what I'm talking about.
You go back and you look at the track history of a brewery. Not only that, we may not put it out there all the time, but you know, we donated beer for the LGO Foundation, which as life goes on. My friend Art, he plays in the wheelchair league with the Warriors. His name is Art the Inspiration, was shot when he was 21. He was paralyzed.
Wow. And
without any hesitation, I'm like, hey, they're doing a bake one event. Can I? Yeah. How many cases do you need? You know, but it doesn't have to be thrown on social media like, oh, like, look what we're doing.
Exactly.
Like, we're constantly doing things, and I've always asked for beer to donate, and I've never been told no. I don't even get questioned because they know it's coming from a solid place. Like, if I'm involved in it and it's going towards different charity, it's always a yes. You know, so I just say look at the history of a brewery on what they've done, and also understand that not all the time people like brag about or, you know, show what they do. You know, when Nia Wilson, that unfortunate, that really sad thing that happened with Nia Wilson, we and a couple other breweries donated beers to the foundation, gave money to the fundraiser. But at that time, do you go and promote that? Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be sensitive to the family and whatnot. Not everything needs to be thrown on social media that people do. So I never judge a brewery off that. But like, at the same time, we know the breweries firsthand that are, you know what I'm saying? One of them starts with an F.
Got it. Understood. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But so with it was crazy. I was at Novel Brewery. Was out there. I was in that North Oakland Berkeley border off of 65th in San Pablo, and I was sitting down at the bar and I was drinking. I had a conversation with a young lady who was she's part of the LGBTQI community, but she threw something to me that really messed my head up because we were talking about gentrification, and she said, and this is from her words, so but I'm gonna say it because again, I'm always open book and honest.
Let's talk about
she was saying that if for gentrification, it starts off with the LGBTQI community, mostly males, either white males or white females. Then it's a brewery, and then it's like an explosion of gentrification. And I was like, I didn't think about it that way, but she was just saying that, like, being a Black person and we were talking about gentrification because she was like, did you grow up in Oakland? I was like, yeah, I did. And we just talked about the changes that happened. And even when she moved over there, like, do you feel that breweries are a part of that change or that gentrification when it comes into these communities that pretty much are underserved in all facets or not managed properly either?
I don't know if they play a direct role in it, but they definitely draw that community. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because I work at a brewery. I'm gonna be very real. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm gonna say that we're not 100% perfect. We don't always do things right here. We've definitely have, like, every brewery have made some mistakes. All right. So I'm not going to paint a picture that we're this great,
squeaky clean type of thing.
Yeah. No. Cause there's things that have happened, like every brewery behind closed doors, and where we've had to scratch our heads and be like, we might have messed up on that. Right.
Yeah.
With that being said, I don't know if breweries play a huge role in gentrification actually happening. I know they draw out that crowd. I know that they draw out people that live in black neighborhoods and have kids that don't play with their black neighbors. I know that for a fact because I talk to a lot of them. I talk to a lot of people here who moved to West Oakland, who moved to North Oakland, you know, and they put their kids in Montessori schools or private schools, or they've had problems with their neighbors, and they ask me, how can they approach it? And I'm like, talk to your neighbors, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't, like I said, I don't know if we play direct role, but we definitely draw that crowd of a lot of people who play roles in gentrification, for sure, without a doubt.
Gotcha.
But we also catered as a safe space for queer people on Queer First Friday, like a safe space, not just for queer people, but for all people. Our motto is no jerks. So we draw all types. We can't, you know, can't
separate. Exactly.
We can't separate it. But to
and
answer the question is you know, it's in the air.
Got you.